Branding versus advertising, you can look at those as the visual manifestations of an idea. Positioning is the idea. So before you can get into doing any sort of pictures or words or anything like that, you've got to know exactly what you want people to be thinking. So positioning is really about deciding how you want your customer to see your product. You decide that in a very clear kind of way, and then you get into creating the visual and verbal manifestations, the way it's going to look and the words you're going to use. The difference between branding and advertising is what most people know. It's the photograph, it's the headline. If it's a television spot, that's sort of what you're seeing. The branding are almost the building blocks that you'd use to create that. So when you're talking about global brand recognition, if you're trying to do the same ad around the world, you're going to find that it's not offensive, but it maybe isn't terribly effective in these different countries where different things appeal to different people. So give that exercise to the local markets, let them create their own advertising, but if you give them the same tools, all of their work is going to be recognizable. So then you get the brand consistency around the world. Branding is a fun thing. I mean, good branding is a fun thing also, and it does help a product stand apart from other products. So that in a very crowded market, if you're looking at technology markets or auto industry or even pharmaceuticals, especially in pharmaceuticals, where all the real tangible differences are becoming less and less obvious, branding helps create a difference of one product over another product by drawing on emotional things. Unfortunately, pharmaceutical branding isn't yet where I think people really would like it to be. The intent is all right, but when you look at what's out there, you see a lot of generic imagery, a lot of cliched imagery. Most pharmaceutical communication that you see revolves around photography of happy patients and copy lines and headlines and text that talks about removing the burden of whatever condition. But diseases in general are a burden. So you need to go beyond just removing the burden of that and to get into something that's a bit more unique. Most often you can look at any advertisement, you pick up any medical journal or you look at the advertisements on television, and you can use the same photograph for any other product, and if it's working, and it often does work with what we're doing today, is it really serving that product? It's not unique enough, it's not specific or relevant enough to that particular product. If I can replace a logo on an ad with a totally different logo of a totally different product and it still works, then you don't have great branding at that point.